Natty? How about you? Are you Natty? How about you? Excuse me, are you Natty? And this Mike Ohearn, as an independent grown man, subjectively, what the fuck do you care? People to have unrealistic expectations that they see this and they think they can work out and look like that. They don't know that this person's on, he's got this chemical assistance, he's on testosterone, God forbid. So you're worried about the next man. That's very charitable of you. You know, I guess people express their philanthropy in different ways. Some people feed people, some people clothe people, you know, and some people want to find out who's natty or not so that they can help others, so that they don't become disappointed when they can not reach this pinnacle of fucking physical prowess or appearance because they didn't realize that person was on testosterone or something. Sounds like a real manly, I guess, in the modern day thing, doesn't it? Yeah, no, people are getting pissed off, right? Be honest. You don't give a fuck about that. If you even watch any of that horse shit, it's because it's just entertaining. It's gossipy. It's gossipy, right? Hen talk. Oh, by the way, I'm not natty by the natty definition. But I'll refer you to other videos I've made where no man's natty anymore. I will say this, Mike Ohearn suggesting or straight up saying that everybody's testosterone doesn't decrease. Is that what he said? It doesn't have to be low. I'll agree with that. Every man's test level doesn't have to get to where we would consider what is considered low by today's standard and measure. However, it is an actual fact that every man is lower than what he would have been if the same guy lived 50 years ago, 60 years ago, 70 years ago. I don't see anybody with any fucking common sense at all or ability to read and comprehend anything or even look around at society, the reflection of it, you know, the artifacts of it. I don't see how they could dispute that. That's not conspiracy theory, that's fact. So no man's truly natty. You have all of these influences trying to pull your test level down and succeeding. Now, if you're genetically blessed and you have what's considered today as yet a healthy test level, you know, like Mike quoted that or recited that, you know, you could be an older guy with 700, 600. Yeah, that's cool. But that same older guy, 50 or 60 or 70 years ago, 40 years ago, he might have been 1,000. He might have been 900. Odds are not. Odds are, they say 61% in the past 6 decades. So he'd been a lot higher. How high? We don't know because we didn't have the ability to actually measure that back then. But since we've been able to measure it, we know it's decreased an average of 61% in 6 decades. That's just fucking fact. So if you have all these things pulling your test down, you think that's natty? It's less than natty, I guess, if there's such a thing. These things that are negatively impacting you, they're not by way of nature. They're not intended through nature. But is Mike Ohearn natural? I don't give a fuck if he is or not. Now, when he was like 290 fucking pounds with enormous quads on American Gladiator show as Titan, when he was that huge, I don't know. If he says he is, I don't need to push it any further than that because I don't have a horse in the race, you understand? I don't give a fuck. For God's sake, if you think that you're going to look like Mike Ohearn, have a better chance of looking like him if you know if if you find out he's on testosterone, that now that gives you an easier road to hoe as far as to mimic that and look like him or look like bigger. It's not. It's not. The reality is the majority of guys taking a bunch of gear today look like shit. The majority of guys. Listen, I'm not saying it's you. If this is touching on rubbing wrong against your feelings, then you must be guilty. You already got it in your mind. I'm pushing buttons that are already there then. Maybe you have a great physique. Maybe you don't use testosterone or anything. Or maybe you do. And you're happy and you feel successful. Then this doesn't apply to you in any negative way. But the majority of guys, the majority of men that are using testosterone and other shit look like shit. I'm sorry. These fuckers are taking, not everyone, but there's plenty enough out there, tons of shit. Tons. And they're chasing something they're not going to obtain. They're not going to get there. It's something else, but they won't. It's like beating your head against concrete trying to explain it to these motherfuckers. There's something else missing from the recipe. Your rest, your nutrition, the way that you train, how often you train, your work ethic. It's something else because you more than got the fucking gear part covered. And you still ain't getting there. But nope. Their esteem is so fragile, like a child, like a little boy, which men, you go through a period as a young guy that your self-esteem, that's built up over time. And some guys, I'm sorry, but some guys never get there. They never get there, man. How many grown men do you know that still have that still emotionally are children? There's a lot out there. I'm sorry. There's a lot out there. I think more than ever. Now maybe I'm wrong. This is my opinion and my observation and my experience. But what they think, the kind of guy I'm referring to, what he thinks is, oh no, it can't be that I'm fucking lazy. It can't be that I don't have enough discipline. It can't be any of those things. It must be that I'm taking the shit, but I'm not taking enough of it. Now that this dude admits he's on it, I know that I need to be on it to get there. But where he's still lying, he's not telling me exactly how much. He's lying to me about how much because I'm taking the same amount. Now, I don't look like that. So, of course, I must need to take twice as much. Then when you still don't look like that, then they say, oh, you must be taking 3 times as much. Tell me I'm wrong. So this, I got to do it for the children's. I don't want them to be disappointed when they think they can look like this guy and they can't look like that. They can't get there because they didn't know. Little did they know this fucking lying bastard's using testosterone. Come on. Spare me. Spare me. Spare me that childish fucking bullshit. You act like it's a soapbox derby race like you're in Cub Scouts. And there are rules about how your car has to be built. You think in life, you leave the blocks running and everybody's on their own and everybody doesn't come out the same way, okay? This guy over here, he ends up as a grown man and he's got a nice boat and he's got a camper and he's got a nice car. And this guy over here, he looks over at that guy and he wishes he could have that shit, but he didn't set himself up for that. It just wasn't in the cards. He ends up not in the same place. We don't all end up in the same place. We all don't apply the same amount of effort. We all don't have foresight enough to see clearly that I'm going to want those things. Therefore, I need to go through these steps in this process to get to the point where I can have those things, to position myself like that. There are fucking guys out there that are legit business owners that built their business through illegal means. but now they're legit. So what are you going to cry? Oh, that's not fair. I could have built my business too. I could have a business like that too. You know. But this one thing people can't get past it. It's always this physical appearance thing. Because they still, no matter how much they say it, oh, it doesn't matter how big the guy is, doesn't mean he's tough. Oh, it doesn't matter how big he is, doesn't mean he's strong. Or they don't believe it. That's what fucks with them. Because it's just by default. They see that and they attach a higher degree of masculinity to that, and that crushes their fragile ego and self-esteem. Now that's the bitter fucking truth. Where it should be more like when I was younger, who gives a fuck? That guy's a professional bodybuilder. He's directed himself down that road and went that way a long time. I don't know what he went through. I don't know what he had to do. Not my business, don't care. I got my own life. I got to worry about the path I'm on. Where am I going? What am I doing? That's not the same path I'm on. But I would like to look a little better. I would like to be a little more muscular as a younger guy. So, I can see if I can find cues, learn about nutrition, learn about how to work out, and where it ends up, it ends up. Because it doesn't happen over a fucking night. You get on with your life, you do the things you enjoy, you continue to progress in life. It's just a sidebar, something you happen to do. It doesn't define you, you understand? And then it just happens that as a result of you doing all these things, you do look a little bit better. You are a little better shape. You do build a little bit of muscle. And some guys are going to say, hey, wow, I really seem to have an affinity for this. I'm building really a great amount of muscle. Maybe I should continue and put more effort over here into this. But these motherfuckers that want to have this, this fucking tunnel vision, that's setting yourself up for failure from get. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that, man. To me, that I live in a time that it's unbelievable that what I'm saying is even so applicable to so many people out there. It's just fucking ridiculous. It's fucking crazy. Crazy. Again, it's kind of like, I hate to compare it to this, but I don't have a better comparison right off the top of my head. I'm sure there are some out there, probably endless amounts of analogies, but it's kind of like some fucking man somewhere watching, I can't imagine it, but in today's society they probably got a little circle jerk on watching fucking porn together, watching some fucking porn. Oh yeah, but that guy, that's not a real fucking erection he's working with. That's probably shit. That's probably, who knows what they're taking, which he's not natty. That's not a natty erection. That's Viagra or Cialis or something. That's cheating. That's cheating. What about the young dudes that watch that and they don't realize that? Why don't they start making videos about shit like that? That's unobtainable. That these guys are going to fall into a depression because, come on, man. Jesus Christ. Listen, you are not the next man, and he is not you. Don't downplay that part. Find some fucking pride and self-satisfaction in just being you. And if that's not satisfying in any regard, then change your motherfucking life. Become somebody that you can find satisfaction in being. Jesus God, don't keep looking at the next man, worried about what he's got, what you don't have. That motherfucker might have a bigger dick than you. What are you going to do about it? You know what I mean? You be you and he'll be him. Fucking crazy.